Ahoy mateys and welcome aboard, I'm Rattledy Bones, and today I got a video that's gonna rattle your bones. Today mateys, we talk about the bounty hunters of the seven seas, one of my favorite trends and fabs, online to catch a predator. Online predator catching has always been a popular trend. However, we've seen a huge resurgence on the trend lately, whether that's because of how well it does on the internet with views and the algorithm as such, or it's because a nation of people are growing ever tired of a system seemingly made for helping bad people rather than dealing with them permanently. It got so popular that it would even spark inspiration and creative ideas, even in things such as the comic Punisher, where in one issue Punisher can be seen pretending to be a miner to meet up with a predator in order to enact his own type of justice. That's pretty cool. Not like in the nowadays Punisher, where in the Disney's version of Punisher, he kills random person after random person, and even a attempted boomer, but never hurting, in fact being talked down from killing someone who is known in the show hinted towards recording CP and having young victims on tape. But no, he won't kill someone like that. Real crew know that comic Punisher is way cooler than Disney. So today, mateys, we're going to be talking about the people that do hold these creeps accountable, who are doing the Lord's work, who are out there hunting those bounties, keeping the predators in check. We're going to be talking about people who are known for catching predators, along with other famous people who are maybe just stuck on YouTube at the moment, but are huge in the works. We're going to be talking about really famous people, even on YouTube, like Skeeter Jean. We're going to be talking about the infamous predator poachers as well. We're going to really get into the deep and the diving of it all, and the hot and the sauce. But of course, I think it would be very fitting to start this video with the person who started it all, Chris Hansen. But before I do, mateys, make sure you like and subscribe. We're close to our goal just yet. We're shy away from 300. We're about to hit that 500 mark in no time, mateys. So if you want to be a part of me hardy crew, and you want to sail the dirty seas, make sure you join me, ya Captain Rattle.
The more we've done these investigations, the fewer times we've seen guys turn tail and run. Part of it is they want their chance to try to spin their story.
Oh, he's a lot older than 40. The guy's like 60. Bottom step in the laundry room. Closing the laundry room door.
I'll be right, bro. I just got finished getting changed, alright?
Huh?
I got finished getting changed. Come in and tilt the counter. I made some chocolate chip cookies.
Campbell thought he was talking to a 14-year-old boy who said he was gay. Campbell said that he was much younger than his 61 years. Bragged about his ability to perform certain sex acts.
Where are you?
I'm right here. I got
Here we
finished
go,
getting
calling
changed.
the
I'll be
living
right
room.
there. Just hang out at the table for a second, okay?
Doubly nervous. He said, call him back, Dale. Tell him to sit down. He's checking things.
Where you at?
Just standing here.
Oh, I'm over here. Are you looking up the stairs? My bedroom's downstairs, man.
No. Where are you at?
I'm right here. I just got
Oh.
finished getting changed. Sorry, man. Didn't mean to confuse you.
Moving pretty quick there. Why don't you have a seat right over there?
Okay.
At the stool. Where were you headed there?
Huh?
Where were you headed just then?
Just talk with him.
Just talk with who?
Tony?
Chris Hansen started it all. Really, it started in 2007, when he aired his To Catch a Predator show on live TV. It would hit off as Chris Hansen would go down to be one of the most known predator catchers out there. One of the most famous celebrities known for getting on a lot of people's bad list for all of the right reasons. His predator catching was infamous. Even a lot of his own victims on the show, who were there to meet up with minors, would even know his name and recognize the show itself. But that did not stop them. Not a single one was deterred. If you don't know what I'm talking about, of course, Chris Hansen was a online to catch a predator. What that basically is, what I'm saying is that he had the show called To Catch a Predator, and he would have these people in the background, his team, working online and through chat rooms and other even infamous places that we know today, even like MySpace and early days of Facebook, so on and so forth, and other really unnamed and honestly sketchy sites. Some of these online sites, of course, had chatting, and that's where a lot of these hookups met. They would often persuade the victims, the pedophiles, into coming over to their sting house during this investigation where they would catch them in a sting. This sting, at first, did not lead to any jail time, very disappointing to a lot of the viewers and even myself, as the early days of To Catch a Predator just left them with a warning and a slap on the wrist. Their biggest shame about the beginning days was that their face would be plastered throughout TV, though that wasn't enough to stop a lot of these people. Eventually, after they kept catching the same victim, they decided to get police involved, and luckily a lot of the police officers around the counties would help Chris Hansen and aid him in these To Catch a Predator stings. That way, after Chris Hansen got done interrogating the PDF file on camera and making sure that the PDF file knew he was being filmed, they would send him on his way. Unfortunately, for every PDF, they would be met with a swarm of police officers, forcing them to the ground, even hopefully tasing them, and escorting them to jail. Well, at the worst, they had a case made about them, but at the best, they saw actual jail time and hopefully even prison time. But a lot of these people even downright admitting to what they were doing, or obviously denying all of it, or even accounting for that it was faked, or that either they were hacked, or they were simply there to meet the wrong person.
Even in Takedown, is your favorite part when the predators get tased?
They don't.
Because that is mine.
Yeah, well, I understand, and you're not alone. A lot of people like that moment when that down on the ground justice takes place. Come right by me, and then you got him on the ground. Yes, yeah, tase this. Take this. So yeah, he wasn't so brave after that.
Yes.
All these predators had the same thing in common, though, as they would go down in infamous history because To Catch a Predator was widely popular. One of the things they all had in common, though, like I said earlier, was the fact that they all seen the show, which that did not stop them from meeting up with supposed minors who were alone to do awful things. It's a shame that a lot of these people didn't even see jail time, especially in the beginning, considering they were there to ruin a child's life, and maybe worse. A lot of these To Catch a Predator stings would even lead to some bizarre events, like even at one point, a man trying to lead the decoy victim, who was an adult pretending to be a kid, outside of their house to meet up with him so they could go talk in a different location. After the police would get this guy arrested, they would figure out in his van was stuff like a video camera, duct tape, rope, a shovel, and other bizarre instruments suggesting that he had very negative intents with this minor, much more than the usual predator activities. He was planning on disposing a body and probably making a snuff film. I'm going to go into what that is because all of it is disgusting, and I suggest we move on kindly. If that one didn't rattle your bones, mateys, let me tell ya, it gets worse for Mr. Chris Hansen. Of course, he's doing the right thing, and a lot of these police departments are helping out, which is amazing. Usually we don't see a lot of this. Anytime predators and police are involved, usually they can't do anything about it. They opt out not to do anything about it because it's a handful of paperwork or whatever reason they have. Or downright, they go to jail, but nothing sticks. They don't see any actual jail time, and they don't get any repercussions for their awful actions. Which is, of course, disgusting, and always rattles your captain's bones. But if that wasn't worse enough, if as I mentioned in the beginning, at the very, very beginning, when I mentioned how Chris Hansen was too effective at his job, he would constantly catch important figures, such as teachers, substitute teachers, and even government officials or politicians. This, of course, would lead to one of them taking their own lives, leading to Chris Hansen's show to be cancelled. He was basically silenced, and if I wasn't unfortunate enough for the parting and the wavering seas, he was back, as if riding a ghost ship from beyond the grave. He came back with his own channel, locally sponsored, called True Blue, which is his own channel and YouTube channel that is sponsored locally by the fans. That way he can keep doing what he's doing, he can keep catching awful people, and if someone wants to silence him, they can't go after their network. Rather, instead, he will be locally funded by like-minded individuals who want to catch these folks and get their names out there as much as possible, especially if no jail time is ever met about these awful people, because it's important to know who's lurking out there. Remember that even if you're not a child, it's not safe out there. Even if you're a man, woman, it is not safe in this big, wide world and there's the awful seas. So it's important to stick together with people you care about, because at the end of the day, who you surround yourself with could be the very end of you. So make sure you're keeping your eyes out about everyone around you. With a pretty cool and awesome reputation like that, you can see why we want people like Chris Hansen to meet up with these awful low-callers who do, or try to do, awful things with children, such as Cyrax, Nova, and people like Jupiter the Hybrid. But oh mateys, let me tell you, something's in the woodworks, because Chris Hansen has heard the name of Nova Online, or rather more should I say, Gabriel Gage. Uh-oh, Chom Nova. That's strike one.
Gabriel Gage, he's a notorious online predator. No, but...
You know, I've heard that name, and I need to dig into that a little deeper, but that's come my way a few times. I promise you I'll take a look at it.
Speaking of just hearing about Nova, that leads me to my next topic, and someone I'm glad to talk about as they are very famous right now for discovering said Chom Nova. Didion's a YouTuber who's been around for quite some time. My first introduction to Didion was in a Skeeter Gene video when they were both clowning on a PDF file, there to meet up with a miner. Now, Didion is very funny and I recommend checking out his channel. And recently, a few months ago, we heard about Nova Online trying to apply to be one of the decoys since he was of age 21 at the time. This is pretty weird and honestly cringe considering he's a PDF himself and easily gets caught in these stings just as any other PDF file does. Didion has become aware of this and has become a widespread thing on the internet if you're in the know to know. Part of the ship, part of the poop. It's very hilarious seeing someone like Didion in his status of also predator catching nowadays. Now hearing about Nova Online as well. There's a few clips on this and he had a few things to say.
Let me look this up. What is Nova? Let me look up Nova. Nova Online releases Death Note targeting creators. Nova Online, a tale of gluttony and vengeance. Predators never change. A tale of servers and South Park. The Discord Nova. Whoa, what the hell? Okay, everybody's saying Turkey Tom. Okay, so Turkey Tom is the video to react to. Turkey Tom. Okay, we're gonna react to this.
In the world of big business, there's an idea known as golden handcuffs. Companies will...
So big thanks to Didion and Chin Universe as well for informing us with this VOD of this magnificent event taking place now before us. I tell ya mateys, I smell something in the woodworks and it smells really good. It smells like that smelly smell. We have two big names, which means another strike for Nova. Two big names that have now been introduced to Nova Online and his infamous ways that are in the same line work as a lot of us, but do it more to a degree with evidence. We could be seeing a huge documentary series on Nova Online. A quick mention before we get into our next topic. Predator Poachers. Now, if that name sounds familiar, that's because Predator Poachers is one of the infamous predatory gang that would catch predators online, who even eventually led to catching known YouTuber EDP445. Recently, a big guy with memes and other hilarious things, it would lead to the event that he was trying to meet up with a miner. Of course, this also gave birth to one of the most infamous memes, I just wanted a cupcake. EDP being known for his bigger size and even laughing about it with fans and making jokes about it, it would not paint him any better the fact that he was trying to meet up with a miner under the disguise of just a cupcake. Now, big back theories aside, he was actually there to do other dubious things, as the text messages would prove. Unfortunately for all of us, including the victims, EDP would almost get away scot-clean because the Predator Poachers mucked it up so terribly, so badly, that you couldn't use any of the evidence as proof. Doing things against the grain and against the book, showing the whole world who he was, but in such a way that's not how people like Skeeter Gene or Chris Hansen or even Gideon come approach about it. That way, things can happen about it and actions can be taken about these awful people and hopefully get them off the streets. Next, mateys, we talk about your Captain Rattle, one of his favorite to catch up predators. We're going to be talking about Skeeter Gene. For those who don't know who Skeeter Gene is, he's a YouTuber who kind of bases himself around Chris Hansen, but with a funny name called Skeeter Gene. Now, Skeeter Gene does a lot of what Chris Hansen does, but in a more YouTube flavorful way. He is one of my favorites, and he has done many stings. He's pretty infamous and pretty widely known, too.
Skeet Hansen, back at it again here. Right now we are in Warren, Michigan. We're parked at a McDonald's right now, but just to my right over there, we can see a blue tent in which our potential predator is living in. This is him. His name is Brita. He's got these like really weird, almost like Daedric Lord from Skyrim tattoos going on his face. I'm pretty sure these are real
He called
too.
them bone and ink tattoos.
Bone and ink.
He called himself a tattoo artist.
Is he like a necromancer or something? Like, I don't... He just looks crazy, like, Jesus Christ. You know, they start a conversation on the Meet Me dating app. He sent some pictures of kind of how he's living here with this, whatever this is, this troll of a, woman.
Wife.
That's his wife there, I guess. I guess she goes by Cass. And she also has some of the same tattoos here, so you gotta wonder, did he like convert her to like whatever kind of like cult this is that he's into? Is he like trying to bring back the dead here? I don't really know what's going on with these.
Eyebrow ring hanging on for dear life underneath his.
Right.
It's not even on his eyebrow no more.
No, it's like on his, almost on his eyelid. I think he's going for like kind of like a gothic look, but he just looks insane. Oh yeah, and let's talk about his bio here on Meet Me. The gates of the underworld are narrow. If you're a safe person, we can chat. I think I'm scared. I'm scared. So they start talking. Looks like he has a service dog here. Then he says things are hard right now. We're living in a tent. We're going through it. Now the girl does say right here that she is years old. He says we can be friends, but that's as far as that goes. They know a lot. They say I work at the mobile gas station on the corner here.
Does he know I work there?
He just got this job, not even a month. He
not even a month ago,
no.
barely like 2 weeks ago.
Are you serious?
Can talk to my boss. I just got that 2 weeks ago.
How does he know this?
I don't know.
How does Ruben? Does he live over here too?
No, he's in Illinois.
I've tried to talk to the sheriff about it.
Okay.
Apparently, I don't have enough evidence.
Okay.
Ruben texted him out of the blue saying, "Oh, I know where you're at.
Actually,
you're on the east side of Detroit. See you soon."
These are what I get from Ruben all the time. So Abby, the girl I...
He just doesn't stop there, though, for Skeeter Gene has even caught people like his own uncle, has even called him out for his awful behavior. Has even catched other people named, like I said earlier, with Gideon and so on and so forth. Pretty dubious and awful people who, if not named, would not be known. And make no mistake, mateys, a lot of them are parents, which is incredibly gross. Big shout out to Skeeter Gene. If you're unfamiliar with him, I suggest go give him a watch, and if you like what he's got, subscribe. But I have a feeling you will. What I was saying about his charismatic charm was not a lie. He's a pretty funny dude, and he gets business done. With the ever horrifying fact that PDF files are getting worse out there and getting bolder, a lot of people, including myself, have felt like these catch-a predators and the police officers and the government behind the law system are not effectively dealing with these people. In my opinion, there's one sure way to deal with them. This is a sickness after all, people, and every sickness needs a good pill. I suggest a 9mm. But for those out there who can't enact their own type of justice, or for no justifiable means, some people out there want to see these predators punished, and you never see that from the law system, which is a shame, mateys, a downright shame. Unfortunately for all of us, mateys, people who even have drug charges, like for the possession of the devil's lettuce or so on and so forth, get more jail time than the average predator, which is a damn shame. So it's very unfortunate and sad, especially if you live in a world where you want to see justice. Well, if that sounds just like you, then you've come to the right place, as I have a few videos that are just for you.
Nope. Break it up.
Let's go, baby. 40 seconds.
You don't know?
Do you want to get the police involved?
You don't know? You think I'm stupid?
So you're not here to meet a 13-year-old girl?
No.
My bad, Josh. My bad, Josh.
A lot of people out there are taking this predator catching very seriously and even enacting their own type of justice upon these very despicable people. Even such known YouTubers who've also had their handful of scandals and battery charges. People like Vitaly would also go on these arrests and also do crazy stunts and pull off incredible things, making these predators do incredibly embarrassing things like shaving their head, undressing, fighting people, doing other downright, dare I even say, hilarious things. This, of course, being unethical in a lot of people's eyes and probably illegal, probably definitely illegal. And a lot of people wouldn't condone such behavior. But in a nowadays society where, again, most of these predators don't see any consequences for their actions, a lot of people even like this content or even agree with it and suggest there should be more. Now, I'm not out here advocating for violence, but if I had to see, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing a video of Skeeter Gene fighting a pred, you know, knocking him on his ass. That would be kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. With new predators on the daily and old content creators coming out as awful people, we now live in a susceptible sea that allows people to do these awful behaviors and try to justify it. Nowadays, you even have content creators trying to justify their actions with lollies and nasty, disgusting drawings of children. Or on the opposite side, you have TikTokers admitting that they had romantic feelings for a kid they were watching in daycare. Or if you're like Nova Online, who does disgusting things with CSAM and other people on the internet, and more likely Discord and Telegram, then you should also be worried about these up and rising stars that are the predator catchers. Personally, I hope there's a three-way collab of Gideon, Skeet Hansen, and Chris Hansen, and they all come together to stop the Novine universe. Because now that Nova's name is out there, and a lot of people are picking up traction on who this awful person is, no matter how he denies it, no matter how he says it's all fake, it's all AI, or we're just trolls making up stuff, we're not. And the evidence is so clear that it's gotten the attention of bigger fish. All we need now, mateys, is for Nova Online to get a documented series on it, and then his name will be out there. A big fish will have swallowed him up, and now even a larger chunk of the world know about him, and more importantly, the evidence behind it. We can make as much videos as we want at the end of the day, but he can keep denying it. But not if it's from word of mouth from someone famous, like Chris Hansen, for instance. Not to mention, once we get one on him, we can get all these terrible people. And if we can get documented evidence for words of mouth of known trusted people, then ladies and gentlemen, me hardy crew, pirates, and sailors, we could get the rest of these locale disgusting degenerates. We can get their names out there, and we can get stuff done about them. Maybe even get them locked up for good. I understand a lot of people don't agree with the one bullet mentality, but if that doesn't rattle your bones enough, then lock them up. We can keep them away from people for a long time until their bones and dust us as well. In the end, me hardy crew, remember that these people do not see you as human beings. They see you as things, sometimes even cattle or livestock, or just plain old meat bags filled with blood. They will not hesitate, and neither should you, matey. Because what's more important at the end of the day? Your life, or some scumbag? We should all be at least a little thankful at the fact that people like Skeeter Gene, Chris Hansen, heck, even the Predator Poachers, and Didion, are out there covering these awful people and getting their names out there. That way, even if the justice system fails us, we can rely on each other to keep these awful people in check, to keep each other in the know, to keep our children safe, to keep our families safe, and our people away from awful, disgusting degenerates who look and talk like humans, but make no mistakes, me hardy crew, is nothing but. Remember, never treat someone without humanity humanely, matey. Of course, however, Nova Online has picked up on the fact that Gideon and a few other people are after him. It even scared him off the internet for at least 2 days, but of course he's back. If there's two things you can count on in this world, it's Anissa hates her husband, and locales always resurface back to the internet. It's a disgusting cycle of life. And hopefully one day, mateys, we can destroy the cog in the wheel. Because I would love to see Nova Online get jail time. It's very funny that I was going to make a video talking about how I would like to see Nova Online get caught by one of these predators, or a locale get caught by one of these predators, or one of these predator catchers. I think it would have been very funny, and it may seem like my dreams would come true, mateys. I wished upon the right star, and now I'm going to be born anew. as a predator catcher who's gonna catch these predators. We don't catch and release around here, partner. We don't catch and release around here. No parlay on this shit. Well, I'll tell you what, mateys, I'm thankful for the fact that these people online that are catching these predators and keeping their actions in check. And I'm also thankful for the fact that Nova Online is scared and shaking in his boots. His bones are truly rattled now at the fact that someone with a little more hearsay has stumbled across his awful actions. Talk about leaving a footprint behind. This is a pretty big and smelly one to leave. Easily traceable too, as many of us have constantly documented your horrible actions. But of course, Nova Online is probably going to do what he does best. Threaten to squeeze wrist with that paracord noose of his. Cry about it. Go on his TikToks and talk about how he's a sad boy, so he's going to stuff his mouth. And that's pretty normal. Something new on the Nova Online verse though, and probably the only thing new for a minute now, he's going bald. If you couldn't guess with the constant hats or the fact that his hair looks ever greasier, it looks like he's going bald. Pretty sad and disgusting, but what do you expect from a sad and disgusting person? Well, you mateys and me hardy crew, I hope your bones are just as rattled as your captain's is. But I'll tell you what, sometimes it's a good rattle. We're taking the fight to them, and it seems every day that these people get more and more infamous is another day they get a little more picked up by someone famous. We will see the end one day. A reckoning will be coming for these awful people. Well, I hope you enjoyed me, mateys, and me hardy crew, and I hope you like and subscribe to the video. We are so close to our goal of 500 subscribers. You scallywags make your captain rattle. Come back every day to make new and newer videos. So without further ado, I'll see you in the next one. Farewell, you mateys.